So the holidays are upon us, and people asked me to continue doing the gift guides that I did last year. So today we're going to be doing the under $25 budget. So over the next few days, I'll be doing gift guides under a bunch of different budgets. We're going to do under $25, under $50, under $100, under $200, and over $200. I'll also be doing videos specifically for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So get subscribed and turn on notifications if you want to be notified when these videos come out. I will also be adding them to the gift guide playlist, which I will include up in the top right hand corner and in the description. It will have last year's videos as well as this year's as they come out. All products I talk about will have links in the description. Most of these will be affiliate links. You're not obligated to use these, but if you do, they do support the channel and I really do appreciate it. Also, whenever I see particularly good deals that stand out quite a bit, I do post them in my Discord. You're welcome to go ahead and join and check out that deals channel. So to hop right into things, we're going to be doing some really great organizing tools that you can buy for somebody or for yourself. And the first items are going to be cable organizing tools, like bongo ties. I always make sure I have a pack or two of bongo ties on me. They're an incredible tool. They make it really easy to organize cables, especially ones that you have wrapped up on things like on a microphone boom arm, on a monitor arm or a stand. They're really nice. They're very inexpensive. Currently right now, they're sitting at around $9, although they often do get cheaper, so keep an eye out for that. Now recently, I've been really liking these elastic adjustable bungee ties. They are really nice because they are adjustable. It allows you to use them for even more purposes. You can get very creative with the way that you use these, and them being adjustable means that they're useful for more things. Now, these ball bungee cords are also great. They're very similar to the way that the bongo ties work. You can get a ton of them for under $20. These are extremely handy to just have around. If you buy this for someone, they'll probably never need another pack of these. They're great, they're convenient. You can use them in the tech world. You can use them in your personal life for a whole bunch of things. They're just really nice to have. I've even seen people use these for cable organization as well. Now, speaking of cable organizing, I really do like these leather cable ties. They're very simple. This one is just a simple loop one. It's not my favorite style. You can make these really, really easily with leftover leather and one of these little clip packs that you can kind of use with a hammer. Really nice to do. I'm used to make these as gifts all the time. My favorite kind though are these ones that have a loop on them. So the loop allows the leather tie to be connected to the cable at all times, makes things way easier. And then when you want to go ahead and organize your cables, it's already attached. You can go ahead and loop all these cables together, keep them nice and organized, and keep them from tangling in your bags. The really good thing about organizing your cables like this is that it makes them last longer, especially if you wrap them properly. If they're not tangling and getting tangled with one another, you're not yanking on them and putting a lot of strain. This really helps as well with just you getting frustrated. You know, you throw a bunch of cables in your bag, your tech bag or your work bag or whatever. This really helps them from getting tangled. With the leather straps, I actually found this really nice pack that's mixed between the smaller ones and the ones with the loop for about $14, which is pretty nice. You can also find these on Etsy and even AliExpress as well. So keep an eye out for those. Also, if you've been watching the channel for a long time, you'll know that I absolutely love hook and loop style cable ties. These are amazing. I use them almost everywhere. You'll see them on my microphone arms and stuff all the time. I try to avoid using zip ties when I can. These are a little bit bigger, so in the areas that I can't use these because they're too big, I'll use a zip tie. But in every other situation, I'd rather use these hook and loop ones. This little roll here is specifically from Velcro. You can get 150 of those for about $10, but there are also tons from other brands. There is a lot of variety here. Take a look. Cable Matters has a 100 pack that are not in a roll for $10, and currently they have a 5% off coupon, which is really nice. Again, these are great for organizing cables in your drawers and stuff as well. The only problem with the hook and loop ones when you have a whole bunch of them together is that the hook and loop will actually start sticking to one another. So that's why I like using the leather straps or even the bungee cords for those. But these are really great for organizing cables elsewhere. It's nice to help bundle cables together to keep them a little bit tighter when you're trying to cable manage. There's so many useful uses for these, and they're amazing. So my next item is really cool. It is these protective wraps. They are super handy. You can use them for a whole bunch of things, from camera lenses to portable gaming consoles like Nintendo Switches or Steam Decks, even the ROG Ally. They're really nice because they give you a protective cover to reduce scratching. So anything that you're worried about scratching, these are really good for, and they stick to themselves when you wrap them. They can be extremely handy, and they're under 20 bucks. The other cool thing is there's lots of different colors and designs available for them as well. So just check them out. Now, I also love stands, and laptop stands are incredible. I use one for my work and my personal laptop all the time. It is one of the ones that is a monitor arm style mount, but you can also get ones that are like a desktop style mount. These are really great. The biggest thing with laptop stands is it helps raise the display to be a little bit more ergonomic and eye level, so you're not constantly looking down at them. There's this one here that is aluminum, really nice, fully adjustable. I would always highly suggest finding an adjustable one. Normally it's $26.99, but currently it's under $23. There's tons of colors available. I would highly suggest these under the $25 mark for yourself or for somebody else who uses their laptop a lot. Now, speaking of stands, phone stands are also amazing, especially for people who travel or use their phones as their main media consumption device. This one from JSOX is really nice because it folds completely flat. So if you know someone who's traveling a lot and likes using their phone, or even if they like using their phone in their kitchen or what have you, this is a really nice thing. It keeps their phone standing up. It has a gap there so that you can plug your charging cable into it. Really nice, and the fact that it folds flat means you can throw it in your bag, throw it in your pocket, and use it whenever you want to. Now, speaking of traveling, if you know someone who likes using their phone on the plane a lot, they don't like using the built-in screen to the chair in front of them, they would rather use their phone. This travel tray mount for phones is really, really nice. I've gifted this to a few people and they really love it. It's great if they're doing a lot of plane travel. It's really nice and convenient. Again, it's relatively small and easy to pack away in their bag, and you can get it in a bunch of colors like everything else. For 12 bucks, pretty good deal. Now with the phone stands, I would double check if the person you're gonna be gifting for mainly uses their phone or a tablet for their media consumption. If they use a tablet, you can often find tablet versions of these exact same things I've just shown, usually for maybe a little bit more money in terms of the size, but they're also great options. One of the things I like about doing these videos over the years is that certain items from higher tiers will move down into the lower tiers as time goes on, because tech usually ends up getting less expensive the more it matures, and USB hubs is a perfect example for this. You can get an incredible USB hub with power delivery. For example, this one from Ugreen, which is $18. The reason the power delivery is really nice is if you're using the only USB port on your device to use the hub, and you also have to charge your device using that USB-C hub, this allows you to plug your power cord into the hub and it'll pass that charging through to the device so that you're not eating through your battery. This one is a 5-in-1, which is really nice. You've got a video output, you got a couple USB-A's, and you have the USB-C for that power delivery. Now, speaking of charging, chargers are always an awesome gift under $25, and you can get a bunch of different styles. For example, this standing wireless charger here, Nanami does a great charger for under $20. They even have a 20% off coupon right now, which is great. The thing with under $25 is you're unlikely to get a wireless charger that comes with a good adapter that does the 10 watts that most of these chargers will do. Nanami does have one with a charging brick, but it'll only do the 7.5 watts. It won't do the full 10 watts that is available to it. It's currently $25.99, but there is a 15% off coupon, which will bring it under that $25 mark. Now, in terms of actual chargers, Ugreen has this amazing little 30-watt charger that is practically the size of the original little Apple charging bricks. They're a tiny little cube, and at this size, having 30 watts is amazing. Gallium nitrate becoming a regular and cheaper thing for chargers has really changed the world of charging. This is a really good tool. For under $20, this will charge basically any mobile device that you have. It's really nice to have, and in the small package, it's great. Now, a lot of people don't think about those who need charging in their car, because a lot of cars nowadays have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a lot of those you have to plug your phone into the car to be able to use those. But there's people like me who do not have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto in their car, so they are constantly using their phone on a mount. and having a good charger is pretty critical for that. So you can get some awesome chargers. For example, again, this one from Ugreen, which has a USB-C power delivery of 30 watts and also has a USB-A with quick charging on there. Also comes with a cable for $18 and they currently have 35% off. You can also get one that is way beefier with 63 watts, which will allow someone to charge their laptop through their car. This one is super nice if you know someone who's constantly driving with their car and needs to charge their laptops, things like MacBooks and a lot of the more business style laptops that charge through USB-C will be able to charge on 60 watts, and this is really nice. I know a friend that has one of these and uses it when he goes camping. He edits a lot of photos on his laptop, and then he uses the car charger to charge his laptop day to day. Under $25, you can actually get some pretty good power banks. You can find something that's around 10,000 milliamps pretty easily from a reputable brand. Power banks are amazing. I use them all the time when I travel. I have my family members borrow mine when they travel. They're a really great gift and they can be used all the time, especially if the person you know travels or goes camping. Power banks are a lifesaver in those situations. Now, we can't talk about chargers without talking about charging cables, and I'm one of those people that tell everyone that having a nice long charging cable is incredible. It's one of those conveniences you don't realize you need it until you have it. And getting a nice 10-foot cable can be done for well under $20. Again, this example from Ugreen, 100 watts, USB-C to USB-C, 10 feet for $16. Now, you can also get a 10-foot USB-C to Lightning for about $20. Unfortunately, you do pay a little bit of the Apple tax on those. Again, this one is from Ugreen. And even from Silkland, they have a 2-pack 10-foot 240-watt cables for $26.99, and they currently have a 10% coupon available, which will bring it under that $25 mark. This is also an incredible deal. Silkland has sent over some cables to me earlier in the year. I've been using them a lot lately. They've been really nice. I've been using them in tandem with my Ugreen cables, especially for my big Ugreen chargers. They've been really nice to me, and a 2-pack for $26.99 is a pretty good deal. Now, all USB-C cables are not created equal, and if you want to be using one as a display cable, you want to find one that is specifically rated for displays. For example, this one from Cable Matters is a 6-foot cable, 100-watt power delivery, $18 right now with an additional 5% coupon available. And a lot of people complain to me that their USB-C cables don't work with their monitors that have a USB-C power delivery and display port on them. And this is why you really need to find a cable that is display rated. This one from Cable Matters is a great idea. Having a single cable that can do power and display, so that all you have to do when you plug in your laptop is just plug in a singular cable and nothing else, is a godsend. Now, with all of these charging things, whether it's the chargers and the cables, I'm talking to you about brands that I know and I enjoy myself, but you're welcome to go ahead and check out other brands. You'll probably find some really good deals on Amazon. Just make sure that you are choosing brands that you trust, especially for the chargers. You don't want to have something that's a fire risk or that may damage your device. I did a video earlier this year talking about how I'm getting back into film, and I am absolutely loving it. I did majority of my Europe trip on film, and it's been great. A lot of my friends have also been getting into film, and I've seen a lot of them using disposable cameras. I've been trying to push them, however, towards these reusable disposable cameras. For example, this M35 from Caddac. It is designed to be exactly like using a disposable camera. Instead, it's reusable. You use standard 35mm film. It's nice. It's got the built-in flash and everything for it. These are a really cool option for those people who want to be able to shoot on film and really love that disposable camera feel, but it helps reduce waste going into the landfill. These are a really nice option, and again, there are a ton of colors available for under 25 bucks. Now, smart devices are really good gift options under $25 as well. For example, here we have some Casa smart bulbs. Right now they're listed at $26, but these ones can often be found under $25 throughout a lot of sales. The 2-pack is under $25, so you don't have to worry about that. I just thought that I would mention the 4-pack because it often does drop below. Smart bulbs are a really nice way to add some color into a room. For example, I have some smart bulbs in that lamp up there. I know people that use them in particular rooms and will use them to add some ambiance or some, just a particular feel to a room. These are really, really nice, and you can control them by turning them on and off, so that can be also a great convenience. Now, if the main reason somebody wants smart bulbs is just to be able to turn things on and off, and they're going to be doing it for a large number of bulbs, and they want to turn them all on and off at once, a switch is a much better idea in terms of the value that you're getting. You can use one smart switch to control an entire room as long as all those lights are connected to that switch. It makes things much, much easier, and it's a lot cheaper than buying a whole room's worth of bulbs. I, for example, have a smart switch on the basement switch down here because my family will come down, turn on all the lights down here, and then forget to turn them off. I'm too lazy to walk on over there, so I'll just use the smart switch. Now, talking about controlling things on and off, smart plugs are amazing. I did a video about how I use smart plugs in my space. For example, all of the studio lights that I use to record my videos are all controlled using smart plugs. They are really, really nice. You can get very creative with how you use them. You can use them to help save electricity. You can use them to turn things off when they're not being used. For example, your TV, your Wi-Fi when you go on a trip, your Wi-Fi when you're at work and you're not at home, whatever you want, you can use these. You can get a great 4-pack for under $25 right now. And this is the newer version from Caddac. I have really good experience with the Caddac, which is why I'm suggesting these devices. Now, if you have a bunch of things that you're plugging into the same area and you want to be able to control them, a smart plug power strip might be a better option for you. For example, again, this one from Caddac, it has 3 outlets and 2 USB ports on them. This is a really nice option if you want to have, again, all those things plugged into one area. It's a little bit more convenient than having a bunch of different Caddac individual outlets. It takes up less space. It only uses 1 port on your wall, and it's a really good option. You can control each of them individually, or you can control them all together. Makes things really nice. That would actually probably be a better idea for all of my studio lights, for example. Now, some other great lights that you can do are bias lights. You can see them behind my TV here, although I do have an upgraded version that I'll talk about in the under $50 budget price point. But bias lights are a really nice way to give somebody the ability to add, again, ambiance to their room. Bias lights are also great because it helps reduce strain on your eyes when you're watching a TV in a dark room. I always suggest people throw some bias lights on their monitors if they like using their computer in the dark. And again, for people who use their TVs in the dark, my sisters always watch their TVs in like complete darkness. So I gifted them actually these Govee lights, just the older version. They love them. You can control them with your phone. These are a nice and inexpensive gift for anybody that has a TV. This one can be used for 40 to 50 inch TVs. There are other sizes for larger TVs as well. And it's $20 right now with a $3 coupon, which is pretty great. Now, mouse pads and desk mats are also a really great option under $25. For example, this Glorious XL one is $16, and there's an additional 20% coupon available, which is nice. Having larger desk pads and mouse mats are really, really nice. I really enjoy them. If you've seen my videos, I have a full-size desk mat that I really enjoy. So gifting these at different sizes is nice. Currently, the XL is, as I mentioned, $15. There are some very large ones, like this triple XL one that is currently over $25, but I often see these ones drop below, so keep an eye out on that. Logitech also has one that is a standard $20. There's a coupon for an extra $1 off, which isn't big, but the really cool thing about this one is that it is not as much of a cloth on top, and it's spill resistant. So if you are someone who likes drinking your coffee at your desk and you often do spill something on there, you don't have to worry about staining it. You can get them in a few different colors. They're nice and simple, but there are tons available out there. So just go ahead and search for XL mouse pads or double XL or triple XL. Find the one that you like or the one that you know your giftee would like and pick one of these up. Now, there are a lot of really great tools you can have under $25. For example, this Gerber Gear Dime, which is a multi-tool for under $25 right now, $23.20. It is an awesome tool. It comes with needle nose pliers, wire cutters, tweezers, bottle opener, a package opener, an actual folding knife, scissors, 2 flathead screwdrivers, a file with fine and coarse, and a lanyard ring, which is really cool. Now, I also really love the Gerber Shard, which I have a whole bunch of these. I have these in my camping gear. I have one in my car. This thing is really nice. It's got a pry bar, a bottle opener, 2 flathead screwdrivers, a Phillips head screwdriver, a lanyard hole, and a wire stripper built in. It's also TSA safe, so you can bring it on your carry-ons with you if you'd like. This is a really nice tool to have around. Sometimes I even use it to open up packages because the Phillips head edge is a little bit sharp. It is a really nice and handy tool, and for under 10 bucks, you really can't beat it. But I also have this little Maxeri knife. This thing is a really nice and convenient tool. It is a tiny little knife. As you can see by the size of it in my hands, it is small, but it is very mighty. This thing has lasted me quite a few years already. I use it to basically open every package I get, whether it's from Amazon, Best Buy, what have you. I use this to open up everything. It's very nice and convenient. You can put it on your keys. This is one of those things that sits at my desk and I use it a ton. Now, we can't talk about tools without talking about screwdriver kits, and iFixit is the main name of the game for some great electronic screwdriver kits. They have the Moray set, which is typically under $20. I don't personally have any iFixit kits. They're a little bit more expensive to get up here in Canada, but all of my friends that I know that do have them absolutely love them. They're great quality and they're backed by a great lifetime warranty. I, however, do have this huge 122 set from a random brand. This one, for example, is Chopin. It is definitely lower in quality than the iFixit stuff. You do get a lot more in it, a ton more. It's currently $20.99. There's a 10% off coupon available for it, but you do lose quality and kind of conveniences. For example, a lot of the bits will stick in whatever you're using. The magnet built into the screwdriver is terrible. It barely holds the bits in, but you do get a bunch of other really good tools in here as well. So depending on what you or your giftee wants, this might be a really good option as well. Now, next up is talking about micro SD cards. These are amazing, especially for someone who has a portable gaming device like a Nintendo Switch, Steam Deck, or ROG Ally. Getting a good fast card is important, and there are a ton of options under $25. You can get some very good ones. I would highly suggest you stick with a U3 A2 card. The U3 talks about transfer speeds, and the A2 talks about the random reads and writes for little bits, which is extremely important during gaming. You can get all the way up to 256 gigs under $25. Oftentimes these go on sale all the time. You might even get the 256 cheaper. Right now, SanDisk has the 256 for $22.99, and Samsung has the 256 for $15 on sale. Both of these are really good options. They're both U3 A2s. They are great for phones and stuff as well. Anything that needs a micro SD card, these are an awesome choice. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you'll always see this massive water bottle behind me. I go through maybe 2 or 3 of these a day. This is a 64 ounce, I believe, and it is incredible. Water bottles are a great gift idea for anybody, whether or not they sit at their desk all day doing work, whether they like to travel, whether they do a lot of camping. Like almost any time, a water bottle is a great idea. And the double-walled bottles have gotten really cheap over the years. For example, you can get a 40-ounce one from Ice Water here for $13. And you can even increase the size up to the 64-ounce for about $20. There are a ton of options here, a ton of color options as well. And the one that I have, this Buzio, is $24.98 for the 64-ounce, which is, again, a really good price. Getting someone a good water bottle is just a no-brainer. Now, going back to smart devices, Amazon really discounts their Echo line pretty cheap during the Black Friday sales. And for example, the Echo Dot right now is $22.99. So if the person that you're gifting to or yourself is already within the Amazon ecosystem, this is a really good option. I personally am in the Google ecosystem, so I don't use any of the Amazon smart devices, but they are a really good option. They are extremely inexpensive, especially when you buy them during these deal times. And for $23, you can get a great smart speaker that you can use for music and a whole bunch of other things. Speaking of Amazon's smart items, their Fire Stick 4K, which is the standard 4K, is a great option, and right now it's under $25 as well. This is a really good gift for anybody because built-in apps on smart TVs are terrible. They're the worst. And this is probably one of the most common options that people go for when wanting to replace those. You can put basically any app you can think of on here. It runs off of a version of their Fire OS, which is a fork of Android. And you can kind of do anything with these. Now, I mentioned items that had used to be in a higher price range and have now come down into a different price bracket, and this travel adapter is an example of those. Normal price is $25, it's currently $23, and the reason that these are really nice is because not only do they have the outlet adapter, but they also have a bunch of USB ports on them, so that when you are traveling, you can use the outlet for something that does not use a USB style cable for charging or for power in general. And then you can use all the USB ports for your charging needs for your phone, your tablet, your smartwatch, what have you. They have a bunch of different colors here available, and this is one that I have personally used. One of my friends got one of these, and they love it. They use it all the time. Now, that was a ton of items under $25 that can be used as stocking stuffing. You can combine a bunch of these for a larger gift or just add them onto an existing gift. Really awesome options. I really do hope you found this video helpful, and if not, I hope you found it interesting. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you like, subscribed. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, leave that down in the comment section below. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors, Thought Time and Step Back, and thank you for watching to the end of this video. If you want to see any of my other gift guides from the previous or the ones from this current year as they come out, you can check out the playlist right up here. And as always, stay safe out there. See you next time.